If your upper ice maker is currently making ice, but the auger doesn't run to deliver it to the door, then in this video I'll show you how to replace the auger motor. I purchased the auger motor online, and I'll leave a link in the description below for you. Since this can be a lengthy project, I recommend cleaning out your refrigerator and putting the items in, say, coolers with ice. The first step is going to be to defrost the ice maker. To put your fridge in the forced defrost mode, simultaneously hold the energy saver and fridge buttons for about 8 seconds. Then push the fridge button several times until it reads FD for forced defrost. Depending on the amount of ice, you may need to leave it 10 to 20 minutes. To exit the forced defrost, hold the same two buttons for about 8 seconds and then press the fridge button until the screen goes blank and the beeping stops. Next, you'll turn off the fridge by holding both the power saver and the freezer button for about 8 seconds. Now you can remove the ice bin. If the ice bin feels stuck, don't force it. Run the defrost again. Next, you'll remove the Phillips screw on the ice duct tray. Now remove the screw on the wire housing cover and then pull the wire housing cover forward and out. Now you can disconnect the ice maker cable by pressing the clip and pulling down on it. At this point, you can see that there's still a fair amount of ice on my ice maker. And when I try to lower the ice duct tray, the ice prevents it from coming down. You don't want to force it at this point because it may break it, so the only solution is to defrost it more. In this image, you can see the ice buildup near the back, which is preventing it from dropping down. With a towel in the compartment, I recommend just setting up a fan to blow in there for maybe a couple hours to finish defrosting it. After all the ice has melted, it's time to try lowering the ice duct tray again. Using a flat blade screwdriver, pry the ice duct tray away from the clip and lower it. At this point, if you feel any resistance while lowering the ice duct tray, don't force it. There could be ice still inside the unit which is blocking it from dropping down. Forcing it down may cause damage to the unit. If you look inside the ice duct tray, you may be able to spot additional ice which is preventing it from dropping down. This additional ice will have to be melted out prior to lowering the ice duct tray. Just resume blowing the fan into the ice maker until all the ice has disappeared. Once all the ice has gone, you can fully lower the ice duct tray. This refrigerator actually has a coolant line inside the ice maker. This coolant line provides the ability for this ice maker to produce ice much faster. In this next step, we're going to lower that coolant line so that we can pull the ice maker out. Care must be taken when doing so, because if you damage this coolant line and puncture it, the coolant will leak out and your refrigerator will be ruined. There is no repair available for a punctured line. You will have to buy a new refrigerator if that's the case. Gently pry the coolant line down. Then push it down just enough so that the ice maker can be removed. Now to remove the ice maker, just depress the locking clip. Pull it forward, then slightly down and pull it out. Hopefully this will go a little easier for you. I'm trying to do everything with one hand to work around the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Now you can disconnect the Auger motor assembly electrical cable by depressing the connector clip and pulling the clip down. To remove the Auger motor assembly, use a flat blade screwdriver and lift up on the locking tab. While keeping the locking clip raised with the screwdriver, use your other hand to pull on the Auger motor coupling. You may have to raise the coolant line some if you lowered it too much. Watch those brown wires on the left as you pull it out so that the unit doesn't snag on it. Take this time to wipe out any excess moisture inside the ice maker cavity. As you can see from this image, they have redesigned the Auger motor assembly somewhat. I believe the changes were made to try to keep the drain tube from freezing up. Now gently slide the new Auger motor assembly into place, taking care to make sure it doesn't snag on those brown wires or anything else. It has a fairly tight seal where the fan meets the upper part of the housing, and it takes some pressure to get it into place. Continue pushing into place until you hear the locking clip snap into place. Connect the Auger motor assembly wiring by fully pushing the connector into place until the locking mechanism connects. Be sure to tuck the cables into position into the provided clips. If you haven't done so already, I recommend installing the coolant line Y clips. These clips assist with draining the moisture off the coolant lines and to prevent buildup of ice in your ice maker. I'll leave a link in the description below for these clips. If you purchase the Y clips, follow these next instructions to install them. Using a pair of needle nose pliers, remove the old retainer. When installing the new retainer, I found it worked best to get one edge started, and then you may have to stretch the retainer some to get the remaining sides into place. Once you have all the sides into the slots, then it's just a matter of pushing it in until it's fully seated. Now you can snap the clips into place. Ensure the clips are installed fully to the back against the retainer, and try to ensure that they are completely vertical, pointing down. Here you can see the slots on the ice maker which connect to these tabs on the refrigerator. When reinstalling your ice maker, make sure the ice duct tray is down and gently slide it over the cooling line. While reinserting it, make sure that these slots on the ice maker line up and snap into place on the tabs on the top. And push it back until the locking tab snaps into place. Now you can push the cooling line back in position and the lowered ice duct tray back up into position until it snaps into place. Now reconnect the ice maker by pushing the connector into position until the lock clicks. Be sure to tuck all the wires back into position. Now you can reinstall the screw on the ice duct tray. When reinstalling the wire cover, note the tabs need to be put in position. Just push it against the side of the unit and then slide it back. And then reinstall the screw. While doing this work, I noticed that the latch for the ice bin was broken on one side. You can see from this image how the tab on the right side is not dropping down like the tab on the left side. To ensure the bin has a tight seal against the ice maker, I went ahead and purchased a new latch. First, I removed the old latch by removing both screws. You can remove the latch plate by pulling down on the front edge and then sliding it out toward you. To install the new one, first insert that tab into the slot and then push it back and snap it up into place. Now you can reinstall both screws. Next, install the ice bin and you're good to go. Hold the energy saver and freezer buttons to turn the fridge back on. This has been a DIY Saver production. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my content, hit the subscribe as well.